My name is Olivia Conwine, and on behalf of the fossil fuel industries, I would like to say a huge thank you for all your support this bumper year. People like you have pumped billions of your hard-earned pounds into our gas and oil businesses. The cash from your pensions has helped us dig, drill and destroy more of the planet than ever before. We've even managed to build a few little wind turbines to keep Greta and her chums happy. Please, you see, every little drop from your precious nest egg adds up. So while the global temperature may go up a teensy-weensy degree or two, our profits are literally soaring. And that's all thanks to you. So to guarantee us all a warmer, snugglier future, please keep sending your pensions our way. You know the drill. Oh, fracking.
Yeah, slide. Slide. Yeah. Good afternoon all. So yes, after this video, we may start our session today, which is Beyond Greenwashing, Navigating the Legal, Tech and Sustainability Landscape for Impact-Based Innovation. So today, we are discussing very important topic which everyone as a global citizen, we all are citizens of the earth and we must discuss it. So here today I'm not going to talk about what should be policies or what reforms government can bring, because we have got a real good insights from our experts in this session. But today we are going to know or dig deep about what we can do and what are the technical terms which is important for us as a consumer in this marketing world to understand. So one of this is greenwashing. So what is greenwashing? So J. Westervelt, the first one to coin this term, greenwashing, as equal to whitewashing. Whenever you market something, you do it with an intent to sell it. Now when we talk green, when we talk eco-friendly, when we say cruelty-free, a lot of things are associated with these terms. So corporations, MNCs, they use this kind of words in order to make it more reliable for their consumer. And this is what greenwashing is all about. Like being, in the market, consuming lots of brands, we as a consumer are interacting and talking with lots of brands. But how these brands are manipulating us? For example, today, if you go to H&M or maybe, some other brands, on Myntra, you prefer to have H&M clothes. Why? Because, they are sustainable, that can be renewed. So these are the marketing, strategies, or you can say products genuinity, which are put in front of the consumers to understand what that product is made of. And the consumer has full right to know that exactly how it is helping their life and the climate. So we would definitely prefer H&M because it's sustainable, or maybe that cloth can be renewed again and it will not be harmful to the climate. But greenwashing is something when these things are used just for the show, not in reality. Next slide please. Okay, yeah. So, to avert a climate catastrophe, we need bold pledges, but matched by concrete. Now, Amazon claimed that by 2050, they will be 100% renewable. So, they will follow all renewable energy sources, and they will go 100% into the renewable energy thing. So, we have more brands like who claim that by 2030, they will, lesser down their carbon emission. So we see all these things happening, but amidst this thing, we see very less brands actually portraying what they are. Now again, we are back to greenwashing, which is whitewashing. It is a PR or a marketing, scene which is created in front of the consumer base so that they can rely on that particular product. Sitting back and ignoring the climate crisis is not an option. We have series of, sessions and talks today where experts told you about how climate crisis is real. We sitting here using all AC, everything electronic and everything, which we don't know exactly how it is creating a bad effect on the environment. But we, deep down, when we are listening to these experts, we know that yes, the problem is real. Now, navigating global regulation versus impact-based business and innovation. So if coming from the legal field, if I have to talk about all rules and regulation, it will not sound much interesting to anyone. I must tell this. If I will stand here and tell you that this particular act, this particular policy, speak about this thing, it will make no use if we are not implementing those things on the field, if we are not actually coming forward and taking measures. Like in India, we have specific guidelines when we go for marketing of a particular product, and if you are into the green industry or if your particular product is up to the standard of environment, you have, you have guidelines how you are going to market it. The ASCI, the Advertising Standard Council of India, have a particular guidelines, a set of series for which, you can claim or say that a particular product is environment friendly. You cannot just use the term vaguely. Now going back to the greenwashing, when Jay Westerveld, coined out this particular term, how it was coined. So a very interesting thing happened. When he went to a hotel room, in the bedroom, he found a notice that, this particular towel cannot be, like, this is for reuse. Like, you can use it for multiple times. So he found that particular notice very, very unusual. So they wrote it there that this particular, towel is for reuse because we are environment friendly. Now this is where this greenwashing thing came. That particular towel was reusable, but why? Like, you can easily laundry it. So basically the hotel chain was not using that, like, using that particular thing for the laundry basis, rather they are writing it that it is eco-friendly and environment friendly. So these type of, things do happen in the business environment, and sometimes it can go to a verge where it is harmful for a particular, consumer. For example, it's not an Indian case, but this kind of case happened when a very big, chains of brand that particular corporation holds and make baby products. And that particular baby product started to, have side effects on the baby. Now, when people started to got, agitated about that particular product, and when inquiries were set up, the whole board got to know that they were just claiming themselves to be environment friendly and, friendly to babies. But in fact, they were not, because they were using the chemicals which was far, far beyond, coming into the environment friendly or eco-friendly term. So I understand that, marketing is important, but not at cost of the planet Earth, on which we are living, and we are availing all the resources. Like, from the past 300 years, we are burning fossil fuels. We are using every resource of the earth without caring, what will be the next future. Now, global regulation, if we talk about global regulations, we are discussing this relevant topic in wake of COP28 happening in Dubai. And if you guys are, like, if you know that what is, like, been the main topic and what are discussed in these kind of, gatherings and discussions, it's all about policies and how different countries, the member countries, will react to a particular agenda. Now, already European Union, US, Australia, Canada, and of all the developing countries, they have a robust, or you can say a good, like a good framework for environment protection and, the climate, how to meet the climate crisis issue. Like they have, like internationally, if we see, in 2023, UN High Sea Treaty to protect biodiversity in international waters, and UN Plastic Treaty addressing the full life cycle of plastic and aiming to end plastic pollution. So in that respect, we see that, you know, a lot of waste which are actually generated in industries are either recycled, or which the things which are not recycled are dumped in the landfills or in the oceans or the seas. So what happens to them? They are definitely not just, you know, emitting gases or just, you know, polluting the environment. They are harming the aquatic lives. So in 2022, let's go back to COP15. UN Convention on Biological Diversity adopted the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, including 4 global goals for 2050 and 23 targets for achievement by 2030. We are a lucky generation because we will get to know, you know, we will be seeing lot of actions happening. We will see lots of deliberations and discussions happening. We are in the right time. But only when we are an active participant to this. If we are sitting back, we are not discussing it, we are not holding this kind of events, then definitely no use of having such, you know, treaties, policies, regulations. It's all of no use. United States in 2022, Executive Order 14072 to safeguard mature forest on federal lands. Mature forest, these are the reserves which we have been gifted by the, you know, the Mother Earth. In India, we have our, in comparison, I'm going back to, you know, Indian landscape and comparing the laws on the global perspective. In India, we have our forest reserves, we have our particular Biodiversity Act, we have our Forest Act, we have our Consumer Protection Act. So all these acts, even we have our Environment Protection Act, we have a separate tribunal called Green Tribunal, and even the act which says and you know, set up guidelines that how the industries and the companies should implement policies. The corporations who generate large amount of waste can, you know, if they are not being able to cut down the effect, at least, you know, try to control the damage they are doing to the environment. So there are a lot of things in India, but in India we need to upgrade those regulations. It's for everyone, like in the room, it's for everyone to hear that we need a dialogue. Everyone, every citizen need to understand what kind of rules, regulation we have in India right now, and what are the frameworks which are there on the international level, so that we have a basic understanding of what are our requirements, so that we can ask it loudly to the government, to the authorities. Now, European Union, coming to EU, I am sure that people here know what happened on 13th December in COP28. All the 197 countries, they agreed to, you know, reducing the carbon emission and, you know, use of the fossil fuels. Australia and China. Australia in 2023 launch of the Nature Positive Plan committing to protect 30% of land and seas by 2030. Very interesting. Like in comparison to Australia, we are much bigger. India, if we have to say, the land area. But we have a very big problem in front, that is population. So it's important that, you know, we you know, control this population, because even if you have a vast variety of resources, even you have a lot of land, but if you have a lot of population, again there will be a problem where the waste will go, where the, you know, how the lands will be utilized, because most of it will be used for living or construction. So Australia is a good example that they launch a Nature Positive Plan Committee, which is there to protect 30% of land. Means they are planning something, you know, on the land perspective. They have clearly segregated different areas. And establishment of an independent federal level environment protection agency to increase enforcement of federal environment law. China, on the other hand, all eyes on China every time. A revision of the Marine Environmental Protection Law enhances control of land discharge and conserve marine environments. 22, the rules on compensation of ecological and environmental damage. I must strike on this thing because in India we have a provision of absolute liability and a strict liability where if a particular corporation is operating into a setup where they have something very dangerous, a dangerous kind of chemical maybe in large amount, and if that particular thing leaks and cause damages, in that situation they need to compensate on high level. That will be the strict liability for the corporation or the that particular company. So they have the same rules on compensation when it comes to the environmental damages or such kind of accident in case happening. Now we talked about greenwashing. It's a marketing PR strategy to sell eco-friendly product. We talked about regulations in the global framework. Now let's talk about the technology. How technology can be a can create a major impact in the climate crisis issue. Here's the list of the frontier technology. What are frontier technologies? Technologies which have came into the existence from 2005 onwards. Like they are developing, they are creating an impact in some way. The first one is IoT, concentrated solar power, blockchain, nanotechnology, big data, 5G, biofuels, and rest other. The more mature frontier technology is AI. If you see, it will go from down to up. And the most immature, like this will take time to get mature, is IoT. Now how we know, what measures are there to understand that a particular technology is mature or immature? The number of patents they have filed and the number of products which are there in the market tested. In this respect, in AI, like actually the AI product building started from 2004 onwards. People started to got into AI, research about it, how it can be used in different fields, not just tech part, and even in the green technology segment. Now the solar PV, very exciting, and you have just heard your speaker speaking about the solar power plants and how they are going to change the energy landscape. Now we have biogas and biomass. Again, you have seen and you have witnessed how a woman, a group of women created an impact in the Bangalore area. So 3D printing, drone technologies, robotics, and gene editing is another example. Coming to country share of publication and patents by frontier technology. So as I told you, that how we know that a particular technology is mature or immature and it can be helpful in the environment segment, by knowing how many patents are filed or even the products are launched, or even a knowledge exchange has been done in particular technology. Now industry 4.0, frontier technologies, you see the publications, like how many publications been made, researches, R&D done on particular technology. 68, 17 and 16, United States, China and others. And same as patents. You see other frontier technologies, other countries are much less when it comes to patent. And unfortunately, we fall into other countries. Okay, if you're not the part of the solution, then you are the problem. We have discussed like how these frontier technologies, new technologies can be used in creating such kind of solutions which can reduce our dependency on fossil fuels, and also on the traditional energy ways which we are using, rather to shift smoothly towards the renewable energy, and using this technology we can make it more efficient. That was all about my talk. I was there to tell you about marketing, the tech, the legal, and definitely in general we need to look beyond the policies, the paperworks, and implement it in the right direction. Thank you.